The crypto market is on the verge of a massive shift, and it's all thanks to a surge in liquidity that could send prices soaring. But what does this mean for Bitcoin, and why should you care? Well, in this video, I'm diving into the rapid growth of stablecoins, the driving force behind this liquidity boom, and how it's setting the stage for the next big move in crypto. If you're looking to understand what could fuel the market's next major rally, stick around, because this is a trend you definitely don't want to overlook. First up, let's talk about liquidity and why it's such a critical factor right now. Over the past few months, liquidity in the crypto market has been expanding at a steady pace, and we've just hit a massive milestone. The total market capitalization of stablecoins, those being the USD denominated stablecoins, has officially surpassed the $200 billion mark. In fact, just last week we saw this number reach a new record high of $204 billion. That's a huge leap from just $37 billion back on November 4th, the day the US presidential election results came in. And why is this such a big deal? Well, liquidity is one of the most important factors when it comes to price movements in any asset class, including crypto. More liquidity means more buying and selling power, which usually leads to more volatility, and in the case of crypto, higher prices. Historically, growing liquidity through stablecoins has been closely associated with sustained gains in the crypto markets. In fact, if you look at the chart, you'll notice that the total market cap of stablecoins has been growing steadily alongside the price of Bitcoin since October 2023, showing a clear relationship between increasing liquidity and Bitcoin's price performance. This is why stablecoins are so important, as they act as the backbone of liquidity in the entire crypto ecosystem. Let's take a deeper dive into what's actually driving this growth. The primary factor behind this surge has been Tether's stablecoin, which has continued to dominate the market. As of today, Tether's market capitalization stands at around $139 billion. That's an impressive increase of $19 billion, or about 15% since November 4th. Tether has been the undisputed leader in the stablecoin market for a long time now, but here's where it gets interesting. It's not the only player making significant moves. Circle's USDC is also seeing some substantial growth. Since November, Circle's market capitalization has risen by $17 billion, or a staggering 48%. This brings their market cap to a solid $52.5 billion. So, what we're seeing now is the growth of two major players in the stablecoin space. Both Tether and Circle are showing strong upward movement, which is a critical trend to keep an eye on. The expansion of these stablecoins is playing a key role in driving overall liquidity in the market, and with both of them showing this level of growth, their movements are going to continue having a major impact on the broader crypto ecosystem. As both Tether and Circle continue to lead the way, we're likely to see their influence grow even more, shaping the future of the crypto market in significant ways. Now, what's the impact of all this liquidity? Well, it's not just confined to the stablecoin markets, it's actually making its way to centralized crypto exchanges, which is a really important point to pay attention to. The total value of Tether sitting on these exchanges has reached record levels. As of today, there's a staggering $43 billion worth of Tether on these platforms. That's up from $30.5 billion back in November, which represents a huge 41% increase. To put that into perspective, that's an additional $12.5 billion of liquidity now flowing through the system, just waiting to be traded. The key takeaway here is that the more stablecoins you have sitting on exchanges, the more liquidity there is for traders to buy and sell crypto assets. And historically, when there's more liquidity in the system, it's usually a sign of upward price momentum for cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. So, with all this liquidity building up on exchanges, what does it mean for the future of Bitcoin and the broader crypto market? Well, we're starting to see some strong signs that the next leg up for Bitcoin and the broader crypto market might be just around the corner. And a lot of this can be attributed to the expanding stablecoin liquidity. If we take a closer look at the stablecoin market cap growth data, there's a so-called liquidity impulse happening for Tether right now. Now, you might be wondering, what exactly does that mean? Well, the liquidity impulse is essentially the 30-day percentage change in the market capitalization of Tether. When this impulse is positive, it signals an increase in liquidity, and historically, that's been a strong indicator of upward price movement in the crypto markets. So, right now, after a brief contraction earlier in 2025, Tether's liquidity impulse has turned slightly positive again, which is a good sign for the market. This increase in liquidity is often a precursor to higher prices, especially when it comes to Bitcoin and other major cryptos. It's a clear signal that the market could be gearing up for another rally, and with the liquidity conditions in place, we could see prices start to move higher in the near future. But that's not all. Circle's liquidity impulse is actually expanding by 20%, which is the fastest rate we've seen in at least a year. That's another bullish sign. Historically, when we see an acceleration in liquidity from stablecoins like Tether and Circle, it usually drives prices higher across the board for crypto. And when we talk about Bitcoin specifically, that could mean the beginning of another bullish cycle for the king of crypto. As always, we'll be keeping a close eye on these metrics, but for now, things are looking very promising for the crypto market heading into the next phase of growth. The liquidity surge we've seen over the last few months could be the fuel that drives the next rally. To wrap things up, the surge in stablecoin liquidity is a game changer for the crypto market. With the total market cap surpassing $200 billion, we're seeing more liquidity entering the system, which has historically led to higher prices and more market movement. This increase is a clear signal that Bitcoin could be gearing up for its next big move. Tether and Circle are at the forefront of this growth, with Tether adding $19 billion and Circle seeing a 48% increase since November. Their dominance in the stablecoin space is critical, as their growth directly impacts overall market liquidity and could help drive prices higher. Lastly, the positive liquidity impulses for both Tether and Circle suggest that we might be on the brink of a bullish cycle for Bitcoin and crypto in general. As liquidity continues to rise, the market could see significant price movements in the near future. And that's all for today's analysis. Want more in-depth insights on today's topic? If you prefer written content, join my free newsletter for exclusive analysis. Click the link in the description. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one.